We are on top of breaking news in Milwaukee, what police are calling a tactical situation outside a home. But we just learned about the person involved.
Plus, Iran fires dozens of missiles aimed at targets with Americans in the Middle East. The latest this morning as we wait to hear more from President Trump today.
Plus, what officials are expecting when the Democratic National Convention comes to Milwaukee this summer.
You're watching the CBS 58 Morning News.
Good morning. It is 6 a.m. on Wednesday, January 8th. A live look outside this morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Kirkhoff.
It's like 4% of the people in those buildings are up right now.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the day. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Jessica Ty. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Justin Thompson-Gee, because Justin, after the wind overnight in some communities, man, people are waking up saying, will we continue to deal with that today?
Yeah, it's really cold out there as well. A lot of you waking up probably want to just stay in bed with these temperatures you're seeing right now. Feels like 0 in Milwaukee and Kenosha. Feels like 2 degrees below 0 in Racine, 7 below in West Bend and Watertown, 9 below right now in the Fond du Lac area. So some really cold air. This is coldest, wind chills, coldest temps we felt in about 3 weeks. You have to go back before Christmas. The real chilliness that tops your weather headlines this morning, but kind of a temp whiplash. We're going to warm up really quickly, and we're watching the potential for some big snow as we head into the weekend. We'll show you the early track of that storm coming up in Ready Weather in a few minutes. But now let's send it over to Andy Bravelli, who's getting you ready for your cold commute.
All right, definitely cold out there. Crank the heat. You probably don't need any coffee. Just step outside briefly out there. That'll wake you up, definitely. A quick look at those roads. No accidents or any disabled vehicles to kick things off for a 6 o'clock hour. Delay-free right around the Lakefront Gateway stretch, pretty much along that I-43 corridor, but Wisconsin Avenue and, of course, Fond du Lac and McKinley starting to slow things down ever so slightly. A look at overnight construction closures and road closures coming up for you in just a few minutes. Jessica.
New details on breaking news in Milwaukee this morning. Police are on the scene of a tactical situation.
CBS 58's Andy Devine is live at that scene right now with an update. Andy?
We are live here at 70th and Main in Milwaukee, where there is still a large Milwaukee police presence for what they are calling a tactical incident. If you take a look behind me, you can see several police cars right there. Now, they were surrounding this home right here behind me, but they've kind of, within the last half an hour or so, dispersed to a larger perimeter, blocks and blocks taped off. This investigation stems for blocks here in Milwaukee. This again at 70th and Main. This all started at 4 o'clock this morning, this tactical incident. The police are saying there's a suspect wanted on felony charges from another jurisdiction. It's not really known, based on the information that they gave us, whether or not they have that suspect in custody, but that suspect is wanted on felony charges, again, from another jurisdiction. They do have a command post set up here, but they are saying to definitely avoid the area for now. We'll have all the latest as we get it from police on air and online at CBS58.com. For now, reporting live here in Milwaukee, Andy Devine, CBS 58 News.
Thanks for that update, Andy. Milwaukee police need your help this morning finding a suspect in a shooting and abduction. It happened near Spencer Place in Baldwin just after 7 o'clock last night. You can see the area on the map right here. Police say a 28-year-old man was shot and his car was taken. We're told a 2-year-old boy was in the back seat at the time. Thankfully, he's safe now. This morning, police are looking for a 4-door 2017 black Nissan Sentra. The license plate is 737 YBP.
In world news this morning, 176 people are dead following a plane crash in the Iranian capital of Tehran. A Ukrainian passenger jet crashed last night just minutes after taking off from Tehran city's main airport. Both Ukrainian and Iranian officials say they believe mechanical issues brought the plane down. Also developing now, President Trump will make a statement later on today after Iran fired missiles at 2 Iraqi bases with U.S. troops.
Early reports from U.S. and Iraqi officials say there were no American deaths, but Iranian state TV is claiming 80 U.S. soldiers were killed. The missile launches were in retaliation to the U.S. killing Iran's top military commander. Iranian General Qassem Soleimani was buried hours after that attack. Earlier in the day, President Trump sent a warning to Iran.
If Iran does anything that they shouldn't be doing, they're going to be suffering the consequences.
After the attacks, the president tweeted, "All is well," and so far so good. Iran's foreign minister tweeted Iran took and concluded appropriate measures in self-defense, and they do not seek escalation or war.
This morning, investigators are trying to figure out why a school bus carrying 6 kids crashed in West Allis. The bus hit several cars, including one that was also carrying a handful of students. It happened just as school was getting out yesterday at Horace Mann Elementary in West Allis. The bus hit a number of cars and then crashed into a garage with 2 cars parked inside. The bus driver went to the hospital, but we're told the kids and staff member on board were okay.
He smashed right into her, like kind of flipped the car, not flipped the car, but like did kind of like a 180, kind of drugged the lady and then smashed right into the garage.
Again, the bus driver went to the hospital. Kids and staff members on board are okay.
Investigators believe a man's death was medical related after his body was found at the scene of a fire in Oak Creek. That fire started yesterday in a home connected to a motel on Chicago Road. Crews evacuated both buildings and found a 64-year-old man dead inside a room. 3 people inside that house were treated for injuries. We talked to one man who says everyone knew the victim as Pops.
Pops was kind of that guy that, you know, he'd give you a little piece of wisdom and, you know, sit there and talk with you until you were done talking about whatever you had to talk about. So, I mean, he was a pretty decent guy.
The cause of his death and the cause of the fire are both under investigation.
A man accused of making a bomb threat at the Waukesha County Courthouse will return to that very same courthouse tomorrow. 55-year-old Jeffrey Farrick is charged with bomb scares, terrorist threats, and felony bail jumping. Police say Farrick got out of a court appearance for a different case Monday by telling a news outlet there were bombs inside the courthouse, prompting evacuations. Deputies found 17 guns inside Farrick's home in Delafield. And we now know more about what's in the works for the Democratic National Convention.
The DNC comes to Milwaukee in 6 months. DNC officials invited 500 members of the media to the city yesterday to discuss logistics. There were seminars on security, housing, and day-to-day operations. Members of the media also got some inspiration for stories they can tell.
People are going to get these story idea nuggets while they're here in town and then go back and start writing about them, and then even coming back before spring and before summer to come back and tell more stories about the city.
Governor Tony Evers and other state officials spoke at Pfizer Forum. They say this is a chance for Wisconsin to showcase itself to the world.
New this morning, there will be at least 2 political ads during the Super Bowl. President Trump's campaign is spending $10 million for 60 seconds of ad time. On the other side, Michael Bloomberg, who has spent millions more than his Democratic rivals on TV ads, responded by buying his own 60-second spot as well.
Okay, new this morning, you gotta see this. The National Weather Service of La Crosse tweeted out this video. Look at right there closely. You can see a streak of light moving through the sky overnight. They say they had a few reports across western Wisconsin of a meteor around 9:20 last night. This was caught on their Skycam. Madison's Department of Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences also put out a short video on YouTube from its west-facing rooftop camera. And Mike saw a little something on his camera at home, too.
2 nights in a row, there have been some weird lights in my Ring camera in the middle of the night. I'll post those on Facebook and see if anyone can help explain what that is to me. It's super, super weird. Gotta check it out. The Consumer Electronics Show continues under the bright lights of Las Vegas. A look at some of the unique gadgets being shown off there.